All right, you guys. So it's yapping time. It is yapping time. I'm excited. I am so proud of myself. I'm so proud of how far I've come. I'm so proud of where I'm going. I am limitless. What I'm going to try to do in this next year is make a couple $1,000,000. We're on track, but that's what I'm going to try to do this next year. So as I'm prepared for my year end, because there's the new year that starts in January and everybody loves the new year and their new year resolutions. For me, fuck that. So I am focused on the following. I've been assessing my friendships. I think it's important for you to audit your life. So when I audit my life, I'll look at different categories. Things like, what do my friendships look like? You are the 5 people that you surround yourself by. What does my work look like? How do I show up in my work? Is there anything that I want to change in my work? I look at the way that I'm showing up in my wellness. What is it that needs to be changed or implemented to make me feel optimal and my best? So I look for that kind of stuff, right? I also look at my finances. Let me audit where money's leaking. I think it's important for you to find the areas where there's like dead weight or things leaking. And boy, let me tell you, when I looked at my bank account from this last summer and all my nomad travels, my God, my credit card statement is screaming. There's things leaking. We need to fix things. And honestly, make more money. And then sometime I'll just look at like, where are there creative areas in my life that can have improvement, and where can I do more things to drop in to have more joy? So I've been auditing my friends. I had to come to truth and realize that I am not like a lot of other people. And coming from where I grew up, many times, I don't know, some of you guys have probably had friends or peers to say, like, don't forget the little people. Nah, y'all need to get bigger. Okay? Y'all need to get bigger. I don't know what to tell you. I've been working hard to get big, so I'm not going to look for the little people. I'm going to look out for people for sure, but I allowed that to hold me back. So because I didn't want to be too different and unrelatable, I allowed myself to be in spaces where, no, we're the same. No, we're not. We do things differently. I have different experiences because I did the work for a different life. Now, everyone has different beginnings and different privileges, and I am aware of what my privileges are, but I'm also now very aware of how hard I work. And I work so hard and I'm super intelligent. And that's just like not the same. So I had to really take a look at some of my friendships and see what was fitting, not only just for my work, but like how was I feeling? So I think it's important that when we hang around people or we're in our work or any activity, what is our body telling us? How does our nervous system show up? Do we feel boxed in? Do we feel free? Do we feel open? Do we feel warm? Do we feel love? I think it's really important for us to identify that. So I like to look at my relationships, all areas really, but I like to look at my relationships now and see how are these things showing up in my nervous system, because I'll be damned if I'm going to have a series of panic attacks. And we'll unpack that and how I healed my terrible anxiety that was more than just in the mind. It became a part of the body and was so crippling. So we'll unpack that in another episode. But I had to take a look at my relationships and see for my higher self that I know that I am, because the universe would not give you the vision on what you could be if you couldn't do it, is an anchor that is holding me in place and not an anchor of grounding. So I had to look at my friendships. And that doesn't necessarily mean breaking them off. Some of them burn the bridge. Some of them you just kind of got to distance and put things in categories, and that's okay. I was one of those friends where I felt like I needed to be everything for everyone. I needed to solve their problems. I needed to bring everybody up with me. And until your plate is full, you cannot bring other people with you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Your cup needs to be full and it needs to runneth over. A mentor of mine and someone that I love, Lisa Nichols. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's one of the contributors to The Secret. Really incredible. She told me to the face, you can't give from an empty cup. You need to wait till it runneth over. And I added one more layer to that. When it runneth over is when I can give. So that has been an interesting challenge. It's also been an interesting challenge of like, I can't fix people's suffering. I can contribute to when my friends are suffering and they need help. But sometimes our suffering is what teaches us and where we expand. So I am doing my friends a disservice when I remove their opportunity to suffer, because they cannot have the repetitions to work through whatever lessons that God has for them, because Diamond's fixing all their problems. Another area I was looking at prior to 32, I am a multifaceted creator. I have so many jobs, literally a typical Jamaican. I am a tech consultant. Typically, I work in operations with media and tech companies. My main client for a long time was Microsoft. Fun stuff. I worked on AI, thought leadership, product, all kinds of stuff over there. I learned loads. Shout out to the independent award-winning pivot consultant. Hey, anyway, really great work, really incredible teams, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that for the rest of my life. I love providing strategy for stakeholders. But I don't know if how I feel about continuously being the executor and being in all the spreadsheets. I kind of barely want to look at the spreadsheets for Pothos, and I can't wait to raise capital. If you're an angel investor and you're interested in inclusive beauty, we're building really cool stuff. We're making hotels shoppable, and we're building a hotel. So if you are interested in that, you should hit me up because we're raising capital. And if you're an angel investor and interested and passionate about inclusive beauty and commerce and creative and media, then hit your girl up, diamond@pothosbeauty.com. Anywho, I've also been a creator. I was a celebrity makeup artist. I worked on music videos. I worked with A$AP Rocky. I worked with Talia Motola. I worked with Maluma. I've worked with Boa from Korea. I would say my favorite set to date, U2. No, it wasn't U2. Dang, I'm fibbing. Take That from the UK. That was my first music video ever. Like, multi-award winning music group. My first one. Crushed it. I knew at that moment I wanted to be in the lights. I used to be a childhood model, but being on that set, I said, lights, camera, action, please. Anyway, I was a makeup artist for that, and that was super fun. Did that in New York City. Really gave me that bite for wanting to live and be in this city and what New York City can afford. Multifaceted creators like me. So that was fun. Did that for a while. Did bridal. Worked at MAC. Was a MAC girl. I create content. And I've been dying to get this YouTube channel out and dying to get this podcast out. But for some reason, I just allow fear to sit right there like it's my man and tell me what to do. My man will not be telling me what to do. He can suggest, but ultimately this is my life. So I was allowing fear to take a front seat in my car, sit next to me and sleep in my bed and tell me what I can and cannot do. But that stops now because it's really not that deep. But I think it's more the fear on the possibilities, what can come from content. And like, I think it's just insane the kinds of money that we make as content creators. I've had some really incredible experiences, not only as a content creator, as a creator. I've built installations at trade shows. I've done wellness summits with private member clubs and like really big ones that were just so insane. One of the founders that are in our collective casually sent her products to space. Her beauty products were the first to be approved to go to space. I'm an artist. I'm a fine artist. I am on the board of many companies. I'm an advisor. I do a lot of different things. So I've just really been unpacking with what does work look like for me? Not what I've been told and deconditioning, like, oh, you have an MBA, you should be doing this kind of stuff. Of course, I'll be operational always in my businesses, but being able to continue to build this career out as a creative and expand in commerce is really incredible. So unpacking what that looks like, and most importantly, standing in my worth on how much I think my work is worth. I struggle with that because like I just kind of do stuff. Naturally, I love coaching people. I take clients. I have about 6 clients that I take on each year for mentorship. It's like coaching, but mentorship. We look at your holistic experience with your body, because if your nervous system is not ready to receive and hold the capacity for what you want to be, it's going to be really hard to happen. Take it from me, from firsthand experience. I love helping people go to market, think about how they can expand their businesses, think about how they can expand their creative endeavors, really leaning in on branding and strategic partnerships. I've been able to have so many different partnerships. And when I look back at my partner sheet, I'm just like, damn. I'm like Thanos. I'm like grabbing them all. But now it's how do we make sure that there is proper compensation, and all because it's easy doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be compensated. So that's something that's coming into 32, because guess what? 32 is going to be my year that preps me for my Jordan year. And if y'all thought I wasn't coming out in my Jordan year, you thought wrong. not coming out, but busting out. Y'all get what I'm saying. It's going to be one of my best years yet. Jesus year, Jordan year. Multiples of 3 is my number. But yeah, I'm looking at these different areas. Told y'all I looked at my credit card statement and what I spent money on the last year. We got to fix that. We got to fix that. Make more money, but we have to fix it. I'm working with my financial advisor, making new investments, investing in new things like art, commodities, crypto. I have investments in all these places, but I want to be able to pour more in it. My artwork, I'm finally going to have an appraiser look at my artwork. So super stoked about that. Some of my dreams is if I can get into the Whitney Museum in New York City, that is a goal of mine. One of these museums are gonna hold my work, and I just can't wait. I see it already. Are you guys gonna come to my premiere? Are you guys gonna come to my VIP openings? I might have a solo show next year. We're being bold this year. We're being bold. We're standing in integrity, and we're going to make a lot of changes. You guys are going to see me keynoting. I'm taking on new clients for mentorship. I might take on some strategy clients. I don't know yet. We'll see. If the Daenerys talking, then we might do it. Anyway, these 2 cups of coffee. Oh, look at the sun. Anywho, just thinking about these different areas that I want to unpack. First and foremost, I got my face snatched by Tracy Martin. Shout out to you, Marius, for this incredible, rejuvenating facial. I got the same facial that Doechii and Rihanna gets for the Met Gala. Can you believe that? I am so stoked to be an advisor and a creator and in a partnership with Tracy Martin. They have just incredible products. A patented, the one and only Beyond Microcurrent that really goes in and helps restructure my skin. My face feels relaxed, and then we did an oxygen mask. Got some clips on that. I can't wait to show you guys. You'll see it after this, but feeling good. Reclaimed my jawline. Anywho, so we're gonna get out of this bed now. Hope you guys are feeling good.